Hi friends, one major change that has happened in S4HANA is the introduction of business partner. But when you are converting stuffs that are available in ECC to S4HANA, you have to do some scrubbing. So imagine you have done a lot of merger and acquisition over the long, and you have lots of duplicate vendor or duplicate customer data. So those things you need to scrub in because you don't want to load garbage in SAP S4HANA. So for that, how will you do the scrubbing? Once you do the scrubbing, you have to find a way where you can automate the process, where what was in ECC vendor A is now vendor B in ECC S4HANA. So something like that. So this is my tips that you should be considering. Please plan to use some standard custom fields to populate a legacy number only if you have a one-to-one relationship. So when I'm saying one-to-one relationship, that means you provided you have different number range that was in ECC compared to S4HANA. But if you have the same, you don't need to worry about it. But if you have different, then a GE, which was in ECC, which was 1234, maybe a different number in S4HANA, which is 5678. So in that cases, you want to make sure 5678 has a reference of 1234 somewhere. Okay, so that you can map it back to ECC, because there will be cases when you have to check for invoices and other things, for audit requirements. Now, the next thing is if the legacy data has a menu to one relationship, which will be a case where you have multiple vendors. Now you have consolidated with a single vendor because you have the privilege of using multiple addresses and all those things in S4HANA using its business partners. So in those cases, you might want to have to build a lookup table, because that lookup table will tell you the many to one relationship. And this table, trust me, will be used heavily with all the interfaces, because there might be cases where the interfaces, or some cases some homegrown solution are sending still the old vendor numbers that you have to map it to the new vendor numbers, and then you have to follow the same process for every possible other fields that you have. So probably when you move to a new system, S4HANA system, you want to change the cost center numbers, you want to maintain the new GL, you want to maintain the material book. So that custom lookup table will be there everywhere. So it's always good. So you want to create a wrapper around. So development team, so that's why I was saying development team will build a wrapper for each process that should be ideally deployed for all interfaces or programs wherever required. Very important. So because there can be, like now in this 21st century, and with the cloud solution, you should be having lots of interfaces, 50, 60 interfaces. Now it's not possible for all the satellite system to get all the updated data. You might send the updated data from S4HANA, but it might not be they are not probably doesn't have the luxury of updating those data into their system. So how you can make sure? So if suppose they are still sending the old vendor number, old GL account, and all those things, if you put a wrapper, you can fix it automatically and it will be seamless. If you don't put a wrapper, it will get the posting will fail, and then you have to work on it because then you have to find. So always create a wrapper. It's very important. And also it will help you in the long run, because you might be buying new companies, selling portion of your companies, and this lookup process really helps you out. Okay, so this is a small tips and tricks while moving to S4HANA when you are converting data. Most of the consultants will not be able to tell you, but this is a real life experience, so use this. Okay, so that's it. Stay tuned to my SAP channel and a happy SAP learning. And if you'd like to share and subscribe to it, and have a great